I just needed to jam for just a minute. We just needed some fun. Sorry, looking like hell, and I don't care, cause I don't care. I am a hot mess today. I was in the car all evening, and I don't care. I don't care. So, Petunia, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Delana. Hi, Lori. Let's pop and look. Pepper. We're just jamming. We're just jamming here. Exiled. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate you. We are going to be talking about Carlee. We are going to be talking about Holy, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. We are going to be talking about Carlee. I have some reaction. I'll take myself off camera now because you don't need to be seeing all this nonsense. Sorry. We'll do this one. There's LFT. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, got to turn you up again.
I've got my Lego earbuds in. That's probably why.
Okay. Yeah, you're really low. Oh, 16 for 16 on likes. Hey, you guys, thank you. Hi, Diane Marie. Diane Marie. Let me get that right. Diane Marie. It's so nice to see you. Thank you. Crime Sleuthin. The Carlee story. Oh, listen, we tonight is all about fun.
No, it's not serious. First of all, I gave you the wrong name of the channel to listen to, but I was like, what?
Yeah,
Don't know about a trip to Georgia? I'm just asking because
doubling
I
down
didn't
to
know.
Georgia.
I didn't know about the trip to Georgia.
Did you all know that the parents were looking in Georgia for her? Did you know? Did
Thank
you
you,
know there was
Wilby.
a tip in Georgia? These poor
I
parents.
don't know. We don't even know if there was a tip. We don't even
That's
know if
what they
there was a
said.
true tip.
Well,
Oh, I thought they
I'm
said they were
assuming.
planning to go look there. They were going to look there
Anyway, right.
regardless.
That's right.
But it may things that make you go, okay. And I'm not negating like I would be looking, to the ends of the earth if it was my missing child. But mm,
Mhm.
mm.
Of course you would. Of course you would. But
I almost
Leather and
dropped a
Lace,
lamp in Target.
true story. Leather and Lace, thanks for being here. Um, y'all. So before we even get into all the good stuff, hit me too, Lori.
Mm,
I wonder what his name is.
I
Diaper
don't know,
Demons in Georgia. Yep. Mm-hmm.
but they're on
You
my
betcha.
mind.
Mm-hmm. Y'all. That's right.
Mm,
Crab sleuthing. Y'all. Listen, before we even get into that, we have to backtrack a little bit and we have to talk about last night.
Cheese it.
Oh, I'm so excited, Exiled. I am so excited. She is. I'm looking forward to having her here. Yay! Jesus, yes. Before we even talk about that, I have to backtrack because LFT sent me some stuff last night that we had to get on Zoom for so that she could physically see my reaction.
Mm-hmm. And
Hey,
in the
Dookie.
meantime, Dookie Shoes. Hey, Bryce. I don't know what Tanner's up to. If I hear from him, I'll let you know. But Delana, I have to also say I saw something and I sent it to Tia, and I go, I don't know if you've talked to Delana today, and I'm sure she's seen this, but be sure to send this to her because I went social media. What? I just passed it along, and then I made an ass of myself in the Food Lion parking lot. That was a whole nother thing. I'll have to tell you all about that.
Redheaded truckers do the best manicurists. Listen, okay, so quick recap for those who don't know. It is a hoax. It's been a hoax. We called it a hoax from the get-go because it didn't smell right when I saw that video. It just didn't smell right. So, did anyone, you guys were so kind in watching us with the press conference yesterday, and you joined us, and we had some laughs. We kept it kind of serious, but we did have some laughs. But did you see Icked Mel? Did you see the Pascal show? Did you watch those two gentlemen and their reactions? No? Cool. We are going to watch at least 5 minutes of Icked Mel. What I said, oh, Delana, those were so awesome. Me too, Lori. Me too. Oh my God, Delane is so damn funny. So the memes are the internet is winning at the memes right now.
You can't use Cheez-Its, Nature's Valley granola bars. Or wait, what did someone say? If someone comes to me with great value, no, like granola bar, like stay out of my lane if you're trying to like entice me with great value
Mm-hmm.
granola bars. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't that the Walmart brand? And I was like,
Yep.
oh, touche, touche.
Yep. I'm gonna pull up because I was First of all, two gentlemen I absolutely love, adore, and respect are Ickadmel and Pascal. I mean, I talk about Pascal all the time. He's just amazing. Ickadmel, I feel the same way about, but also Ickadmel is, every time I've seen him, Gumby, true story. Ickadmel is a guy that seems so serious and just soft-spoken. He's really relaxed. He's totally chill. Pascal the same way, but more so Ickadmel in the soft-spokenness, right? He had me, I had tears streaming down my leg last night. It was not right. He had me. I love him so much that I have to share. You love them both too, Leather and Lace? Yeah, me too. Me too. I can't say enough good things.
Y'all remember when we got done watching it and like signed off, and then we were like, we got to watch that press conference again? The ones I watched, I scrolled through Ickadmel till the press conference started there, and then I did the same to Pascal, and that's how I rewatched it.
Me
didn't
too,
go
Pepper.
find the 23 minutes. Yeah, I didn't go find the 23-minute and 16-second press conference itself. I just went to another creator and was watching it, and then I was like, get off my phone. I'm done. I was like,
you don't need to watch the press conference. What you need to watch is Ickadmel. You don't even need to listen to the press conference. What you need to do is watch his reaction. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up because this shit had me in tears. I wish there was a way that I could shut down the sound and just listen to him. I'm going to have to redo it. Ickadmel, we love you. We're not trying to go. If you're not subscribed to Ickadmel, please go subscribe to him. He does the chase videos, which I live for, and his commentary on those are hysterical. Pascal had this beautiful woman on. Her name was Socialite Sandy, and her expressions on her, first of all, she was a stunner. She was a stunner. I was like, oh, girl, you are beautiful. But her face was so damn priceless. I just couldn't.
The only thing that would have made it better, it would have been the best meme ever. It'd been like that episode of, I don't know, The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon throws papers up in the air.
My God.
Was where Pascal, like, I think it was the Taken thing, and literally you could think he was trying to, they're jotting down the notes of like, okay, here she starts this, and when it said Taken, literally like to see like the legal pad or notebook that he was writing go up in the air and him fall like kind of back. I was like, I just been watching the reactions. Like it was so worth it, and such a heartwarming kind of people who are devoted to following the story, presenting what we know, hosting discussions about it. Just to see them in a rare moment, being like real and just being like, I'm done. Like,
Well, like I said, Ickadmel to me, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's he just seems very, he's put together. He's professional on stream. He's great. He's very calm, not emotional. The man lost his shit last night.
Okay.
Oh,
afternoon,
yeah. Hi, Aussie. It's so great to see you. Thank you for coming in. He is good. I agree. He is good. I'm going to play this for just a few minutes. Ickadmel, please don't strike me.
This was so good.
We're actually... I wish I need to make just him bigger. Oh, Lordy day. Did I love it? Did I love it or what? Hang on. I'm going to make this. I need you all
you can't.
You
can't make it full screen. Remember?
I know. I'm trying to make it full screen on here first. Okay. He won't. Okay, good.
It was
Hang on, I'm
So
trying to get
good.
it.
It was so good.
He's so damn funny. Oh, let me take wheel. We love your
First,
comment. Just,
first
you
when he goes,
guys.
no! When he goes, no! And one question asked, I think it was about, well, charges, or is it a crime or something so far? They did, they had a very PC answer. And he was like, no! I was like, wait, what just happened?
Oh, thank you, Delana. Best mother.
Thank you.
Hi, Danielle. Thanks for being here. Ready for some laughs? Let's have some laughs. Okay, let's take some of the seriousness off of this because I can't with this girl. I can't. You guys. I'm gonna go on camera. You guys, I can't with this one. Really... I'm so mad. I'm so mad. So much time, money, and energy, and good people came to this girl, and the texts that I have seen. I mean, we have our real life dookie shoes, and that is why she needed to bring her toilet paper. She needed to bring her toilet paper because somebody's boyfriend is having some gut issues. We'll show. I'll show. I got no problem. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if they're real.
She needs. There might be some toilet paper might be needed because part of this is bullshit.
Amen. The internet did not disappoint. And this is my face for Carlee. A beautiful girl who threw it all away with some terrible decisions. Terrible. And I think your mama should have smacked you in the ass a couple of times. Maybe she should have hit your Pampers. Because I almost fell out of my chair when I heard the 911 call too. Hi, there's a kid on the side of the road. Yeah. What?
And the girlfriend and the sister-in-law girlfriend hears her, "Are you okay?" But yet doesn't hear the man crawling out of the woods, asking also who is apparently checking on the child, and then lifts her up. But she doesn't hear him. Like, there's no male voice. I don't recall law enforcement saying that, all she heard was apparently the scream. There was no sound of a male voice reported on those 911, like, in terms of the initial statements, I'm assuming, given by the sister-in-law or girlfriend, or her brother's girlfriend. Sorry if I'm getting that incorrect, the title, but you know what I mean. There's the law enforcement didn't say they heard another male going, heard a guy's voice. They didn't even hear the child's voice, but that's beside the point. Cheated.
Pepper, kidnap kit, bathrobe, Cheez-Its, granola bars, and toilet paper. Stash of $107 in your right sock. Right? Right. And she escaped not once. God love her. Twice. She escaped twice.
And she never got a good look at the female.
Extra cheesy. She does sound like she's enabling her. And
she never got to see the female. She just heard her voice.
I'm going to let LFT talk about the teacher comment because she felt really strong about that. But I want to show you Icked Mel for just a couple of minutes. And
oh, please.
I'm going to speed him up.
So good.
Just
it's so worth a watch.
A tinge.
It's so good because he's like, I think we knew that we may hear some things that we didn't really think, but we think people were hearing things that they'd heard on the rumor mill and were courteous enough not to even really, they didn't even want to go there because we weren't sure yet. Like, why go that far into some of the, rumors?
We have heard a lot of this stuff.
And to watch all these legitimate.
Yeah. And to have it confirmed really blew LFT's mind. That's what it really blew her mind. And yes, you're absolutely right. We need a Cheez-Its. We're going to do that. Let's do that afterwards, LFT. Let's make an emoji of Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its for Carlee. We need membership Cheez-Its. Yeah, she swiped the toilet paper. One roll. She is probably humiliated. And you know what, Betty? That part I'm not making fun of.
Oh, that's a whole nother. Oh, wait. But there's a whole nother element to that I didn't think about till I heard that stuff today, and I was like, damn. But let's start with the Cheez-Its. No!
Okay, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to take the comments off. You guys just pay attention down here in the corner to my friend Ikidmel, who was funnier than hell. And I may have to speed it up a couple of minutes. Not sure where I am in this.
With that, I'll turn it over to Mary Kay.
Just keep an eye on him.
Oh, I should have remembered. I know 36 minutes was a good part.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today.
We'll do 34. There he is.
Was so good.
What's your name? My name is Carlee.
Now the man has already gone and gotten himself a airplane bottle of Sky vodka, and he's already raising his glass. Why? Because it's in glass. But yeah, look at this.
Where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she named in the parking lot at that shopping center for 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel, up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Woo! Fucking good! Look at the excitement! It's like a kid in a candy store. Give him
You got $107. Buy whatever you want in the candy store.
Oh my god! You got it in your sock?
No, that's a lot.
Hey, just walking by yourself. Where am I going? I'm right next to the exit 10. By the time of the I see 15 minutes. Okay, you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, were you headed back down? Or north down? Okay, what's that for 280?
I'm trying to see what minute mark we're at.
Okay, and what's the child on the left or right side? On the right side. They want north down or south down?
Hi, Carol Claus.
Picture there.
Like I said,
do you mind saying to me
he's just dumbfounded at the moment. Literally, reaction of dumbfounded.
Did you anything you know? Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. I want to make and they're talking now. Okay, so close. Yes. What are you wearing? And you don't see any cars in here? No.
Nope, no cars. Nope.
Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee.
How you addicted to art and crime?
No, that can't be good like this. Okay, try to keep an eye on the food.
No, he cannot.
No, she can't really see that.
He's trying.
All right. Just for the face, officers on the way, okay?
This isn't even the good part. Wait. Here it comes.
Relatives after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera did this portion of the incident. That could have identified in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame.
He's toasting her.
911 call remained on report of child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called the child is missing, and the police department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields.
Shifty.
Straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched. Several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Of course,
hold on. The other live sounds better and it's delayed, so I'm going to play this one.
That's correct.
Oh my
600
gosh.
The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line.
Here we
Hoover
go.
police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators, numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover Police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 4:59 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including some.
Hold on a second. Did Wheel just donate? See, I got to go into YouTube because I can't see anything. Wheel, thank you very much.
I don't know what you did, but thank you. Sorry, I'm on my phone.
He
and
gave-
I can't see it either.
He gave memberships. He gifted memberships. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Welcome, you guys. Oh my God. Wheel,
And hey,
my
to
boss
everyone,
man.
to everyone who's come in. Sorry, I'm so focused on this little teeny part of my screen. I wasn't looking at chat. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to play this. I want you guys just
Oh my gosh.
to watch him because it's about to get real funny.
It was organized by our family, friends, again, looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the
Already
statement,
gets good.
told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911.
This is my favorite
She
part.
stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a
It's
man
coming.
came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby.
He does,
She claimed that the
Pepper.
man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
The Cheez-Its!
She said it's a male. However, she never saw the female.
Nah.
Only. She also told detectives she could hear a baby cry.
This never, ever gets old for me. The Jesus.
Oh my god.
It never gets old.
Oh, crime sleuthing. Loves and laughter sending your way. Sorry, I just saw that.
Oh, hold on a
But-
second. What's going on?
Oh, she was just very happy to have her membership had lapsed, so she was very happy to have the gifted. She'd been going through some stuff. So
Oh, crime sleuthing. We love you. And thank you again, Wheel. Thank you very much. We're a cool little family over here. Aren't they
his
the
facial
best?
expression. God.
Okay, I gotta
Everyone-
rewind this because I gotta hear it again.
And that's when I was like, if someone
Trailer
needs like a super
18
chat thing,
Jesus!
choose it.
Real?
Oh,
This is never gonna get old.
And the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
The
She
Cheez-Its!
stated the male was with a female. However, she never saw.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And it only makes it better because prior to this, Ekimel said like he'd been on kind of a good cleanse, he'd gone on a run before all this, and all these great podcasters in the back of their minds are keeping these rumors like they've heard it in the back of their minds, and all of a sudden they're coming to fruition, and they're going, "What the heck? I did not expect this. I did not expect confirmation."
I love it
Continue.
too. Okay, hold on one second. Crime Sleuthin', before we get too far away. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hold on, laughing at the wrong moment here. Gotta get my shit together.
That's why I said we send her love and laughter because
Before we go any further, do you have a GoFundMe? And would you like to share your GoFundMe if you do have one? Because we would I will mod you and you can drop that link as often as you like. We would love to support you. If you have a GoFundMe, let us know. Let me go into a different account. I'm in his Tia Dash. I need to go in his Decipher. Oh, yeah. I don't mean disrespect it that much. I had to switch gears really fast, and it didn't. My gears aren't very quick. Sorry. Let me, if you can give me 1 second, Crime Sleuthin'. Let us know, please, if. Let me do this. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to do this. Oh my God, Ikidmel, dear Lord. There.
It was so good. It was so worth watching. Like oh God. I mean, because everyone, I think, all these great, like I said, these great podcasters or YouTubers,
Oh yeah, real
have been,
serious.
and have been so diligent and considerate of what is said and what they don't like. We may hear rumors, but you wait until the appropriate time. And I think my impression from Ikidmel and Pascal is just looking at them going, "Are you? No way! I would have I did not want to believe that this was the truth." And you get off my lawn, get off my lawn and off my phone. Like this is not.
Get off my phone.
Get off my lawn and off my phone.
Get off my lawn.
This was the truth.
Uh-oh.
I can't see it.
Hold on 1 sec. I'm trying to do things.
It's cool. I was just unplugging the lights outside.
Okay. I had to take care of some business. I needed to make sure that I have YouTube up, which I did not. Crime Sleuthin', if you ever decide that you're going to change your mind, we're here for you. I just modded you. Drop your link for your channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to Crime Sleuthin', please go over and subscribe to her. She's amazing. If you do decide to do a GoFundMe to help, which this is what GoFundMes are for, and I support you 1,000%, we would love to help. And we respect you either way. Now, back for some icky. Jesus! The first time I was like, what is it? What did he just say? I thought he said Jesus. And I was like, wow, that's aggressive, friend. No, he said Cheez-Its. The Cheez-Its! Which, if I thought that I wasn't going to get struck, that would be our new, like, every time we did a membership or something, I'd play that. Like, the Cheez-Its!
Oh my God, if Hooligan, I don't know if she's still in here, but I'll have to tell her the other word I thought of.
Hold on, let me play it again.
Jesus!
And that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
The Cheez-Its!
She stated the male was a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed.
Thanks,
She
Detective
believes
Art
they
and
took
Crime.
pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape.
Okay, thanks,
was in the
Wheel.
West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right.
Hang on 1 second. Delina, are you okay? I need to know that you're okay. She's got storms and her power just went out. Yes, I can rewind a little bit because it's worth it.
Through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip. She claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continued analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term you have to pay for an Amber Alert was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term how to take money from a register without being caught was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date.
Please open it again.
On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches later to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carter's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case.
Salute! They killed it!
Oh, moral of the story. Hang on, let me get a lefty back up here. Moral of the story is
Oh my God, I just blew my eardrums out because right when I clicked on, it goes, "Kids!" and I had it up really loud. Apparently, it connected to a pair of earbuds that were in my purse, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear. Sorry.
it is unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. And none of it is funny. Like, his reaction is hilarious. But the situation with Carlee and what she's done is not funny. It's her story is fucking absurd. But it's
that's what makes some. That's what I mean about the reactions that we've seen is that these are people who they take it so serious. Like, you are hoping that these rumors aren't true, and they're reporting as much as they can. They bring on guests, you know what I mean. And then they're sitting here listening to this just as we all are, and they're to watch their reactions because you're going, seriously, get off my lawn and off my phone. Are you? No way. And
robot.
And it's just oh, never mind.
Little robot. I don't know if she will, Mario. I think that she might get a slap on the wrist. Now, Also, Wheel just sent me an important message through email that I definitely want to talk about and I definitely want to support. And if you have her channel link, we are going to support her. Wheel just sent me a message, and I didn't realize. I'm glad he says, Boone and her would get along. Cellmates. Apparently, Mallory is going live. What's her channel? Malicious? No. I want to say that.
Malicious intent.
Malicious intent. Okay. Thank you. She's going live for the first time tomorrow night at 9, Wheel tells me, and we want to be there to support her. I believe it's her first live solo on her own channel. If you remember, she was allegedly with Brittany. Oh, of course. Yes, I can crime sleuthin'. It is her first solo on her own channel. And as a community, we want to support her and wish her the best, all the success. So tomorrow night at 9 p.m., we're going to meet at Mallory's and Wheel our support. She really does. She's a great researcher. She really is. She was amazing during the Murdoch. What?
I was gonna say she was also live this evening with Alex Erickson with Allie, and they were covering a lot of different, several different cases, and so be sure if y'all missed it to check that out as well.
Okay, we'll talk about the facts in 1 second. I love how the Lilac Sport Jacket guy states facts. It's absurd as hell. Keeping a serious face, right? Well, here's the thing. She actually has to make a statement to a federal agent. Even though they're involved, it doesn't mean she committed a crime federally unless she lies to a federal agent. If a federal agent was in the room when she's telling her story, she's done. She's a cooked goose. If a federal agent wasn't in the room, she probably will get away with a slap and a huge fine, hopefully. But Wheel, if you have Mallory's channel, would you please drop it along with the time and the date tomorrow that she's going live so that everybody can be there? What was her story? So her story is, let's put this up so I can stay on track here. And LFT, you want to pop in and like fill in the blanks here. Her story is she was kidnapped. Her story is that she was kidnapped, that she, you heard, was lured over a fence and then put in lured in over a fence by a redheaded balding trucker with a baby on the side of the road who lived in the woods, a very small patch of woods, by the way. If I were those people in the neighborhood, in that bougie ass neighborhood, I'd be nervous as hell. And she, upon return, she is seen on Ring camera walking, sauntering, sashaying, whatever words you want to use, up until she hits the corner of her street, where she then flails her arms, runs, and screams like, I forget the word that they used, a banshee or something. I don't know. She arrives at her parents' house, where her mother says that they cannot touch her or hug her because the paramedics need to treat her. The problem is
in a good state.
Yeah. The problem is that there were no paramedics there. They had to call them. So what was she doing? Were you just letting her stand there? Like, I don't understand. I would have grabbed, like I said, I would have wound up in jail because there's no way.
I know there's been, like, in my opinion, I feel like not only did law enforcement jump on it initially and took it seriously, because let's not forget, this all was instigated because of a 911 call reporting a child on the side of the road.
Right. A 3 to 4 year old.
Yeah.
That is clearly not seen. Right. Sorry.
In terms of like the video footage, which we've all seen 100 times, I can tell you, even between her, I want to say, I'm misquoting, I'm probably miscounting the timeline here, but at one portion when she's like, it's either she's approaching before she gets out of the car or whatnot, but at least I counted 7 trucks, 7 18-wheelers go by.
Yeah,
Just
she
in
says
one,
there's no cars around her.
yeah, that, and so again, no one else had seen it, but whatever. So, so not only I felt law enforcement arrived like urgently. I mean, within, I think I've read, I know they say, you know, within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and then I calculated that in, and I think they were dispatched within 2.5 to 3 minutes of the 911 call. So as the dispatcher, you know, was taking the information and stuff. So maybe 8 minutes total, like in terms of her calling and when their dispatch and when they arrive, it's roughly 8 minutes. And I think that's why they say, you know, they arrived within 5 minutes of being dispatched.
Okay, so she comes home, and this is the story that she tells everyone, that she was
But don't
kidnapped.
forget, she escaped one time.
Right, hold on.
She escaped one time, and then they got her again.
They captured her,
They
and
didn't
they
take
were
the
able
car.
to. My favorite. They didn't tie her up because they didn't want to hurt her wrists. They didn't want to leave marks, but they painted her nails and played with her hair and fed her Cheez-Its. These are the best damn kidnappers I've ever heard of.
And in all fairness, hold on. In all fairness, I do believe in the press conference they said they fed her cheese crackers. I don't know if they specified Cheez-Its in the press conference. I think they may have called it cheese crackers, but 1 plus 1 equals, you know,
So
1.75 to get to Cheez-Its.
She comes home, she tells her parents all of these lies, which they are lies because the police has actual factual footage. And then oh god, so much has come out, and I don't even want to like most of what she has said has been a lie. There's now texts that have dropped, and I don't know if they're real or not. But they're appalling. They're absolutely appalling. She was, according to her, she was stripped of her clothing, but they were nice enough to leave the $107 in cash in her sock and return that to her. What else? What am I missing? The parents went on the Today Show. Went on the Today Show and doubled down, said, of course, that there's a kidnapper. Of course, there's an abductor. And there isn't. This girl is lying.
Nothing confirmed. Law enforcement has.
Sure. Let me drop the.
Yeah, law enforcement has not been able to confirm. It's not, and I have to say that I thought and I agree. I think Pascal, Ickenmel, and name any other large channel covering this. I think everyone agrees. I thought law enforcement gave a lot of respect to Carlee.
They could have annihilated her
and her family, right? Because they could have shown or told a lot more. Like that was at least in my opinion. And I think they showed a lot of grace, and they made a point to alert everyone. This is still an ongoing investigation, and we all stand by that. But at this point, they've not been able to confirm the details that Carlee has told them, and so they cannot alert the public to saying that, you know, based upon the initial discussion they've had with her, the brief statement that she gave, and the video footage and data that they've collected, they have not yet been able to confirm or to make it doesn't add up for them. So they're not calling her out necessarily, but they're just, I think they're doing it. They're being very PC, and as they should be. You don't want to call her out, but they're simply saying, we cannot confirm the detail. Like it's not, our investigation is not adding up to what she's telling us at this point. So we need to talk to her again. And the family has not allowed her to speak again.
Hi, Crime Sleuth. Welcome.
Well, hi there. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome up.
Okay, so before you go into anything serious by chance,
I see you, Lovis. I'm bringing you up.
I never make memes anymore. I used to just do it for fun.
Sorry, I'm
I
echoing in
made
the
this
background.
little
Sorry.
thing. I want to show you guys if I can.
Sure you can. Sure you can.
Okay. So, what is the description again that she gave for the perpetrator?
Basically,
kind
a
of red
redheaded, balding trucker, right?
Yeah, and so people compared it to why is Trump being brought into this again? Is it an Oompa Loompa? And then
Oh my
someone was like,
God.
why are they saying it's Prince Harry?
Not a Oompa Loompa. Oh my God. I
Yep.
love y'all already.
The
Oh,
Oompa
Prince
Loompa.
Harry!
The Prince, someone's been like, why are they describing Prince Harry? And then Icky Mel was like, why is Trump being brought into everything?
You know what? Hold on. The reason they're describing Prince Harry is because he liked chocolate. Now, here's my question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have been hearing about this. I even shared some of the story, but I have not been privy to any of the information after she was found.
Okay.
Honestly, I was just happy at the fact that, anyone that says that they are kidnapped has been found safe and sound, right? So as I'm hearing more of the details, this is sounding like a mental health situation kind of gone wrong. What I mean by that is that, what I haven't heard is, I'm sorry, excuse the background noise.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's the Pampers Brigade. Don't worry about it.
Well, the main thing I haven't heard is, what her mental state actually was. I don't know if she's schizophrenic, if she's
They haven't
diagnosed or non-diagnosed. I don't know if she's bipolar, if she has, I don't really want to say, well, we can go ahead and span the entire spectrum of mental diagnoses. So
I would say more honestly that it's a personality disorder and not a mental disorder because she planned this.
Okay.
Typically, you don't plan your mental breakdowns. Does that make sense?
Honey, I got 8 kids. Look, I think I'm the wrong one to ask for that because they look plans, but honey, when they come, I just snap. Okay, so. I mean, I can't really vouch for that one or not, but I mean, typically of a young lady that she is not in the same situation as I, things can look a little more, it's kind of sad, especially being that
it is truly sad.
I hope I don't make anybody comfortable, but I'm going to go ahead and touch on a part of the uncomfortability that's for me is that, first of all, whenever we honestly have Black women or Black girls that go missing, a lot of times there is not a lot of effort that's put into finding people that, are heavily melanated. And so the fact that there was all of this time, and mind you, society also agrees with this notion, which was one of the reasons why they sat there and stopped everything. And they put so many resources, time, effort, and everything else into this for it now to look like, it to look kind of like the girl that cried wolf. And the saddest part for me is the fact that there are many other situations and other 911 calls, other dispatch calls that literally it found, when came to conclusion, did not conclude in a positive way. So am I the only one that kind of feels like, and mind you, I may be biased in this, and I'm okay with that. But am I the only one that kind of feels like they kind of made her the poster girl for this because they kind of had a feeling that shit wasn't adding up prior? I mean, I'm not talking about whenever, the call was made and she went missing. We were all concerned. But, a lot of stories kind of end after so-and-so is found safe in our home. It kind of ends. We're not doing follow-up, where are they now kind of deal. You know what I mean? We do it with some, but not many. So with that, for me, it's kind of like, I really feel like as soon as she got home to her parents and was trying to sit there and tell the parents what was happening, they were seeing through the bullshit. And you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Do you
And
think it would have been different had she not mentioned the child, and maybe there is one again they haven't been able to verify it, but do you think mentioning the child, because the 911 call is what spurred the notification even to be aware of her abduction?
So I'm
because
going to
no
say
one even called that in.
I'm going to say something that might be looked at as offensive yet again. I will make disclaimers just so y'all
you're
can't
fine.
say I didn't say this shit. Okay. So
you're fine. You're welcome to say whatever you like up here. And, you are welcome to express your opinion and your views. We value that.
Thank you. So
You're
here's
welcome.
my thing on that. I really felt like had she sat there and said she was just a Black woman getting kidnapped, she didn't really think that it was actually going to go anywhere. Now, if you sit there and put a child in there, let's be honest, it does not matter where you are racially across the entire diaspora. If there is a baby if there is a baby involved, especially a baby that potentially is in the process of being or has been neglected, we are all going to turn our heads to sit there and say, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
What the hell is going on? Let's go ahead and get on this ASAP. Even if we don't care about her, damn it, we care about the baby. Let's go ahead and find the baby. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
I feel like she did that so that it would blow up the way it has. Because I feel like had she not utilized a baby, mind you, and once again, I'm only asking for clarification because I am not privy to this information, if it is even out there. Whenever we were talking about the baby, did we sit there and describe the race, the age? Yeah, she said a toddler that after being a mother of 8 and raising all of these respectfully motherfuckers all the way up to adulthood, or at least to the age of 7. The toddler phase is anywhere between 2 to 3, possibly 3.5, depending on where they are developmentally. So, and that's not including the autistic, the autism spectrum. So, I mean,
the child that she described was a white male, 3 to 4 years old.
Yep. Now, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Just what I said right there. Right there.
Now,
a white male child. A white male child. And
because you think that'll get more attention.
Exactly. Absolutely.
No, I actually think she didn't know that was going to get so much attention. And she just wanted to disappear for a couple of days and then come back home. She had no idea that it was going to blow up like it did. I really don't think she had any idea. That's why she searched, what is the age limit for an Amber Alert?
Well, see,
because she thought she was in the clear and they weren't going to be alerting the whole,
Okay.
But
that's
see,
what I think.
Ironically, I feel the exact opposite. I feel like, first of all, the fact that she sat there and put in work to even search Amber Alerts shows that that was exactly her intention. Because, mind you, how many mothers, and me being one of them, have sat there and tried to plan for us to sit there and go missing for a few days so we can get a break. And by we, I mean, us collectively, because this young lady was not a parent. So us collectively as mothers, we know how to sit there and just leave our phone and leave our car and leave our keys, which supposedly is what happened, right? The car was left, the phone was left, the keys were left, the purse was left. If you're trying to disappear, especially with a boo thing, your boyfriend, cuddle buddy, whatever, side dude, side whatever, right? If you're trying to disappear, why the fuck would you need to sit there and mention a kid at all? You ain't got kids. Why would you need to mention a kid at all?
As attention for herself. I don't think she really thought of I don't think she planned it too far ahead, probably not more than a day or so.
No. She had been Googling this stuff for 2 days prior.
2 days? Now, she just didn't think anything through. I mean, I've been saying since the press conference what Mario just said. Was it Mario? Yeah. No, who said that about the highway cameras? Because I was like, she messed up. She should have Googled, are there traffic cams on I-495?
Well, this is a girl who went missing.
She wasn't. thinking.
and then decided to go to potentially, we don't know, but maybe a friend's house, maybe the no-tell motel, maybe
Which,
a Red Roof
by the way,
Inn.
was dumb. That shit was absolutely dumb. First of all, if you're gonna go missing, that means that you cannot sit there and let anybody that's close to you know where the hell you are. Let's remember let's remember what all happened on supposedly this respective night, right? Supposedly, you know what, she was on a dispatch. She sat there and gave dispatch an entire list of information. Baby, can I have a cigarette, please? Probably in my purse. Thank you so much. I love you. So respectfully, she sat there and has this entire conversation with dispatch, and then she gets off the phone and then calls somebody. Now it could be her sister-in-law, her sister, cousin, play cousin, mama, daddy. We don't know. Even though they sat there and said it was, you know, the cousin or the sister or something like that.
Mhm.
But here's my thing, from the perspective of a Black woman. First of all, and I wish there were more Black women here because they would sit there and contest to everything I'm saying. And you know what? You all might be able to. If I'm sitting here and I'm on dispatch, in my mind, I have to sit there and say things in a certain way. I have to sit there and present a story in a certain way. As soon as I get off the phone, if I'm sitting here talking to my family or my peoples, I'm going to get very relaxed and very comfortable. That means I'd be like, you know what? You know, shit, I'm about to sit there and go to the hotel, bitch. Yeah, we about to go ahead and get lit, yada, 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 yada. Well, especially being the shoes of a young person. Those would be the kind of conversations that would be had afterwards, right? So my thing is, if you're sitting here and trying to disappear, you know what? Honestly, it really sounds like, I'm going to say this. This woman did not watch Forensic Files, and it shows. I'm just going to say that. Because if you're trying to disappear, the first thing the police are going to do is go to your people and ask your people. Anybody that has been associated with you, around you, immediate family, then it's going to go to, you know, it's going to expand to co-workers, you know, possible love interests, you know, XYZ, right? So it's really sad because, I mean, I went to sleep to Forensic Files. If I wanted to sit there and do something, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I already know a list of plants that are illegal to dig.
Hey, now look out. Be careful what you say, because later words like premeditated might be thrown around in a courtroom.
That's okay. I mean, look,
oh, you're going to plan that?
I put it like this. If I'm dumb enough to do some shit like this after saying it online, I deserve to get caught, okay?
There you go.
I deserve every fucking thing I get, respectfully. I deserve
Let me ask you a question, Eliza. I truly, and this comes from, I'm so sorry, my dog is being a pain in the arse at the moment. I mean this with all the respect in the world, and I truly do. I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming for you. None of it. I literally just want to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
So one of the things that I learned, and I didn't know this, and as someone who follows true crime, I'm ashamed that I didn't know this, is that there are 69,000 Black women who are currently missing in the United States.
Yes.
So this one girl who got all this attention took away from potentially finding one of those women, and one of those women would make a difference, in my opinion.
You're 100% correct. And
does that offend you? And I'm not talking race. I'm talking as a woman, as a human. I will not discuss race because I'm not in a race. I'm asking you as a woman, as a human being, how do you feel about that? Because I want to ask Crime Sleuthin as well. How do you feel about that? Knowing there's 69,000 women who are currently missing, who don't get the attention. And maybe it is a race thing.
Well, you know, it's okay because I'm galactan. So, and, you know, I sit there and say that because, you know, a heavy melanated ether, all that other stuff. If you guys would like to know, I can further explain later. But my whole thing is, yes, that is absolutely, it really breaks my heart and it pisses me off because it's not just about the Black women. It's about other women of color because we have indigenous that are missing. We have Blacks that are missing. We have, you know, Muslim women that are, you know, Indonesian that are missing, Muslim that are missing, and all this other stuff. And out of everybody, this story is the one that literally is on a nationwide, they're going to use this story as a way to sit there and say, oh, well, you know what? A lot of Black women cry wolf because she did. And, you know, they're always going to bring up her name. They are always going to do it. And I mean, if that offends people, respectfully, it is what it is. We've seen it happen in multiple areas. And so it really, it pisses me off because there's a lot of women that are not only missing, but whenever their bodies are found, they are deceased. And everything that this woman, well, what she was trying to say, not actually what she said, literally looks like bits and pieces from their actual experiences. And if we're sitting here putting all this freaking stuff towards her, because mind you, a lot of the BIPOC, well, not BIPOC, well, yes, a lot of BIPOC community, we are always saying, you know what, the police really don't care about us. Society really doesn't care about us. We go missing all the time. And nobody really blinks an eye. But whenever somebody else goes missing, the entire world stops. And so now, when they sat there and gave the same, you know, the same effects, the same finances, the same motivation, the same, you know,
same
screen
due diligence,
exactly,
like effort, everything.
It had to be the woman that, you know, looks like she's mentally unstable as fuck and that she's a liar. And so now, I mean, I'm not saying that right this moment, they're going to sit there and play it as a difference, but I feel like they're going to end up kind of using kind of like the George Floyd thing. You know, they're going to end up using this as a martyr type situation later on and going to sit there and try to use this as almost like a monolithic type of situation. So, I mean,
well, they couldn't do it with Jessie Smollett. So hopefully it won't happen with her because she should not.
Only half of us claim him. Only half of us claim him. I said,
oh, Lord have mercy.
Baby, look, you was already a light-skinned man that was sitting there taking dick. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't disagree with you because I love the D. Don't get me wrong, honey. My husband put it down. I love the D. But, you know, whenever you sit here and talking about you was kidnapped by some damn Jamaicans, never have I ever. Okay? Never have I ever. Especially with a Black man. Especially with a gay man, an openly gay man. Baby boy, bye. I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to shut the whole fuck up. Not a portion, not a fraction, not
the
a
whole thing.
Not a percentage. The entire fuck up. I'm gonna need you to shut the whole fuck up. So, I mean, but even with that, you know how they sat there and they used that, and then later on they tried to turn what he did into almost like a monolith that all LGBT are like this, and they sit here saying, no, we not. Shit, most of us is on the same side as y'all. He was on some bullshit. I really think that they're gonna do the same thing with this case. And I almost kind of feel also that they chose this case for that exact reason as well.
Do you think it makes a difference? Do you think it makes a difference that in terms of if you want to go with the disgraceful kind of connotations that comes with whatever community, race, however you want to look at it? Do you think it makes a difference because she's kind of outside, I guess, of that? And this is not how I feel. I'm just using this as
go ahead,
an example. But like, if she's outside that norm, do you know what I mean? She's had a very, like, her parent, like, they are smart. Like, this is a smart, well-to-do family. They work hard. Like, they are, you know, leading like members in the business world as well as within their community. And she was going places. I mean, nursing student, doing well. Do you think that makes a difference? Like her, I don't know if I'm the one. I feel bad.
No. I think I understand what you're saying. Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference. The main reason why is because whenever people look at it, they're also going to look at it as directly even seeing the photoshops that they have, that it was a young Black woman. And right now we're focused on the family and you know, further details. But whenever those details kind of get erased or whenever they get forgotten because something new has popped up, the only thing they're going to go back on was, you know, it was a younger Black woman that did this. And so I don't really think it's going to make too much of a difference later on.
I hate that.
We hate it, but welcome to America. I hope you
It's
enjoy
fact. I'm not denying it.
you know.
Thank you for
I
being
still hate it.
understanding with how I was trying to word that. I was not
Oh, no,
trying
you're
to
good,
offend
darling.
by any means.
These are the texts that Nerdy Attic put out, and I just wanted you guys to see these really quick. It says, LMAO girl, what are you doing this weekend? It says, haha, about to meet these hot fuck boys, but my parents are being AF and my boyfriend playing. That person said balloon boy it. And she said, haha, okay, actually may work. Let me hit target right quick. Now, I don't know if these are.
You want me to break it down to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what she said is, haha, I'm about to go ahead and meet these hot ass boys. In other words, she about to fuck. And my parents are sitting here tripping. In other words, my parents are being
Right on.
overly protective. And they're being crazy as fuck. That's the AF. And my boyfriend playing. So if her boyfriend playing, that means that her boyfriend ain't doing right, or he ain't trying to fuck, he ain't trying to smash, he's not being, he's not okay with it, and she gonna sit there and try to go and do it anyway. So that's what that means.
How about okay. And then they tell her to bring toilet paper because poor Dontel is rearranging his guts. He got the shats. Now Dontel, his guts are out here for the world to see. I feel for Dontel right now because I don't think that he needs that out there. I don't think he needs that.
I feel for him too, especially if they're like anyone named Dontel and they're like, what the fart? That's not me. And if someone manipulated this text to be after the press conference where we find out about the toilet paper. But God forbid at this point, I have to say it's 60-40 because the cheese that's staying in the trailer, being in the back of the 18-wheeler, the trailer had been heard, a day or two prior to the press conference where we're getting information. But at the same time, I'm like, shut up. Did you do this because of the toilet paper thing? And we didn't know.
We don't know if these are real or not. Nerdy's pretty good at putting stuff out. I love Nerdy Attic, by the way. If you're not following Nerdy Attic on Twitter, please do. She was taking vitamin D the whole time she was missing. I mean, I'm not understanding the bathrobe. I'm really not. And I just don't know if she was. Yes, ma'am. She worked at a spa and she stole a black bathrobe. She stole toilet paper, a black bathrobe, potentially money. We're not sure, and I don't want to speculate, but there was $107 found in her sock, cash. And the
she had Googled how to steal register from how to steal cash from the register without being caught. That was one thing in the early morning hours.
I'm not gonna lie, you had me at whenever you sat there and said supposedly the kidnappers made her strip down, but they're gonna sit there and leave they gave her the cash back. Girl, please, you was better off sitting there saying the only thing I could leave on was my socks.
They did her nails.
They didn't take the car. They didn't take the car. They didn't do anything. They took her, and then they just wanted just to hang out with her for a little bit, and let her go home with everything that she had on her. Essentially, is my opinion. Like, they didn't take the money. They didn't take the car.
What it sounded like is that she sat there and tried to leave, and she was sitting here and trying to smash, and she was sitting there and trying to do that shit with her socks on and all that shit. And she sat there and tried to come home saying, I'm okay.
And moms, and this is Pepper, thank you for bringing this up. Moms of other women were helping, missing women who were actually found murdered.
Right. That's what I wanted to add. Because I've been watching Angela Harris on her account, and this really messed with her. She's the mother of Anaya Blanchard, the black girl that was kidnapped and killed in 2019.
Yes.
And she got up when she heard on Monday. She got up despite being very, very sick and weak. She's in a lupus flare-up. And she got out there in 110-degree heat looking for this girl. You know, that's really, that chapped my hide.
I
She
know.
was
Really
like
does.
she spoke on the family's behalf, even to some reporters that were able, like
Yes,
when
she-
Carlee returned home that night, she was the
Yeah.
one that was able to give like everyone. So yes, it's true, she's home, and was the voice essentially. And I don't doubt that she still doesn't have compassion for Carlee and the family at this moment, but I do feel like she has every right to be conflicted, but still to
Yeah.
be, you know, like if she's got something going on, like we need to address it because this isn't okay. And once again, like we've all said,
Carlee
it
owes
is
that
once in a
mother an
blue moon.
apology.
Yeah, it's once
She
in a blue
owes a
moon
lot.
that you
She
get
owes
this
her
outcome.
own mother an apology.
Oh yeah,
That
she
could
owes
be
a
the
lot
first-
of people. But
Yeah.
I've been watching her, and I mean, I'm just saying that Angela has
That
really
woman
touched my
is-
heart in
I
particular,
agree.
because I remember that case and how it just crushed her, you know. And this has re-triggered all those emotions for her,
Mhm.
and it just must be hell. And to
I
find
agree.
out that it was just a whole lot of
was.
BS, oh
It was
man,
the rules.
not cool.
No, and I can't imagine. I was talking to LFT about this. I truly, and I do mean this, like I can't imagine, first of all, losing a child. That takes my breath away. Secondly, getting up and helping someone else when it's so fresh that you just lost your child.
Right.
I can't imagine that level of giving. And then the joy she must have felt, and now also the sting that she must have felt hearing that Carlee came home, because that has to sting.
Yeah.
I don't care, human to human, that has to, like, your child didn't come home and Carlee came home for a split second. I don't care how great of a person you are, that had to sting.
Oh, I'm telling you, I know it does, because, for example, I had a stillborn child at 21 weeks way back in 1996. And this was right before a major medical improvements with macro technology. And if that had happened just about 2 years later, they could have saved him.
Oh,
Just the equipment wasn't quite tiny enough for his little body.
I'm
And
sorry.
so now I see stories of, they're saving them as early as, 19, 20 weeks now. And it's amazing. I'm so happy for him. And then I think, my God,
Mine. Yeah.
my son would be,
Yeah.
man, it's so sad. It's so sad.
I'm sorry. Mario, there's no dumb questions here, by the way.
Every time. And that's been, 1996.
Oh.
It's not even fresh, and it still brings it up. So any kind of pain, and she's not the only mom that's gone through that,
Right.
There's so many right now that are missing. There's a lot. Have you seen the tweets from all the other moms with actual children missing?
Yeah.
That are so furious at her.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
God bless. I didn't know that, buddy. We're sending you love too. He had a baby sister that was stillborn in 1971. Her name is Helen.
Oh.
Sending you love, Wheel.
I love that name, Helen.
Sending you
like the name
hugs.
Blanche.
Mr. Brooks, yes, this is a
And
true
Lily.
crime show. Welcome in. We welcome you here. Okay, look at this. Mario coming in with the details here. The nanosurgical instruments were introduced in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's just getting better and better and better. I mean, they can save them tinier and tinier and tinier. And I'm just so happy for them. And yet it stings. So when you said the word stings, I felt that.
Because you're human, and it doesn't mean that you're not so grateful for the advancements and for what it means for other. But yeah, it's always
Exactly.
and then that becomes your normal. You know what I mean? It's like it's just something. It becomes a part of you, or at least in my experience.
And the same as well. For a lot of families with missing children that they never found because they went missing. Before technology increased, where we have better abilities to locate people. And they probably feel the same way.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, darling. Not only that, but talking about that, then we can also sit there and talk about, a perfect example of back whenever they had DNA testing and you had to sit there and have so much DNA on a paper versus now when literally you can sit there and use less than a pin drop and be able to
But
go
trace.
ahead and identify this is your child, from mitochondrial to other aspects of the DNA, and it doesn't just now have to be blood. So, I mean, I completely understand. For me, this entire thing, it pisses me off mostly because my family has had an event to where my brother was murdered. And whenever he was murdered, there was a whole lot of other tension, social tension and social divide that was going on. And now it kind of seems like, due to this young woman, if anything happens to me and my husband is looking for me, my kids are looking for me, and everything else, I feel like I am not. Now, I'm not going to lie. Already, I kind of felt like I wasn't going to be getting a whole lot of national airplay about anything that happened to me because whenever my brother was murdered, they literally presented it on the news as a potential suspect. They did not name him, they did not give his picture, they did not give details. They literally consider him a potential suspect, and that was it. And the only people that knew my brother and knew the situation actually knew that we're talking about him. So,
do you mind telling us the story of your brother? Is that something you can talk about?
Oh yeah, I can talk
so
about
that
that.
he's not, we're not leaving him as potential suspect, because I don't like that.
Okay, so initially in 2008, my brother was actually going to a bar to pick up his neighbor, so that his neighbor did not drive drunk, drive home drunk. And at that time, my mother brought my brother a brand new car, and he was stopped by two officers. There was a car in front of him with two ladies. One was black, one was white, and these people were trying to tussle with my brother. And the only reason my brother had actually slowed down was because he was actually trying to check on the ladies and trying to make sure that they were okay. And whenever he did that, they sat there and tried to stop him, sat there and tried to say, that they suspected the car being in a robbery, because that seems to always be their go-to, either, a car stealing or a robbery or something like this. But afterwards, they sat there and called for backup because the women were blocking the officers from being able to touch my brother. They put out their weapons. They threatened the women. And then afterwards, one of the ladies had her camera out. Another one said that, she had a camera on her car. And that's when the stuff was kind of relatively new. So I really don't know if it was where they could actually turn the angles and all this other kind of stuff. So then the officer called for backup. So by this time, there are actually 5 officers. The young ladies are stopping the officers from using their guns. But now my brother's sitting here and trying to run because, these people just pulled guns on them. He sat there and told the girls to go ahead and leave because he was trying to look for their safety. Understand, my husband, not my husband, but my brother was a husband and a father. So in his mind, he's sitting here looking out for the girls because, he has a sister and everything else. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to make sure that they're good as well. And instead of shooting him, they decide to go ahead and beat him up, pistol whip him in the back of the head, and then they threw him off of a highway bridge.
What?
Yeah. Everything was on camera. Everything. Afterwards, they, whenever my mother, because mind you, at this time, I was actually exiled and I had just gotten married, and we were actually in another state. And so I had a horrible dream where, ironically, I saw everything. So, I mean, this is not, the paranormal. So I'm not going to go all into those details, right? But whenever I got the call to where my mother was identifying his body, my mother also was she was trying to go against the police officers. She was in contact with the young ladies, and they began to harass my mother. They would say things like, it would be horrible for her to come up missing and them having to sit there and try to drain a lake, or
Oh,
because
Lord.
of where we were for them to find her body. They would say things like this. Now, understand, my mother was a 365-pound Black woman who had issues with, she had hands that were ready to eat for everyone. Okay. So whenever they started to threaten my mom is not going to sit there and take it. She was going to push back. So even in the pushback, you know, we later on found out that some of the police officers that we knew that we were in cahoots with kind of got word of the setup against my brother a little bit later, after my brother was already dead and gone. But yeah, they ended up, you know, beating him up, pistol whipping him, and then throwing the rest of his body over the Lois and Clark viaduct. Every bone in his body was broken in half. My mother tried to have an open casket, and even with the open casket, every bone in his body was shattered.
Oh.
So he couldn't even, you know, we couldn't even move his hands to be able to sit, you know, under certain things. So, you know, they weren't seen. And yeah, it was really, really bad. And then they began to harass her and harass me. And I am my mother's child. What I mean by that is that you couldn't pay me to have a fuck to give when it came to that shit. And we both kind of raged out. And, you know, Exile is my husband, but at this time he was his crazy white boy. So there was certain things that he did that I'm not going to sit there and air in public. But yeah, there were certain steps that were taken. Now, mind you, with me being aged and a bit more mature, I can say that we could have handled it slightly differently to be able to still get these same impactful results that we wanted. But at that time, we were very, very emotionally invested. So, yeah. And, you know, so whenever we had that was actually right before they had the BLM, when they started the BLM. So my brother's death happened days before the first young man that died that was in that cause had even transpired. It was literally like 2 days prior.
Wow.
So
I'm so sorry.
For me, it was heavy. And then whenever it got to, I was very much with BLM at first, and then they sat there and started making it some other bullshit. And I felt absolutely like it was a slap in the face to me and all the other families of, you know, people like that, whenever they sat there and they went from a movement to an organization. So since then, I do not support anything like, you know, I don't support any type of organization that is connected with those things. But I will say I do have my little viewpoints on things. No, I'm not one of those that believes all police are bad. No. But I am one of those people that believes that, you know, if you are working at your place of employment and you got a shitty fucking person that ain't doing their job, it's your job to call them out. If we were in customer service, they would sit there and get fired. If they were in, you know, stocking, they would get fired. If they were in industrial, they would get fired. If they were in corporate America, they would get fired. So if they're, you know, if you have people that are in this specific this specific occupation that are not doing their job, then they need to be fired. There should not be something that literally protects them just for the simple fact that they showed up that day in a uniform. So. They make the good ones look bad. They really do.
Yeah. Yeah. LFT says, and she's on panel, I'm not sure why she's typing in here, but she says she really admires.
Because I was muted and I'm moving around and I was just like, well, I'm by the computer, I'll type. And my flip-flops are super loud for some reason.
I really admire the level of civility and the discussion going on at the moment. I really appreciate you coming up and talking with us, educating us, and giving us your important view on this. Because while we are yucking it up tonight, and I do, you know, there's a side of me that is very serious about this, and I go back always to the 69,000 Black women that are missing
Mhm.
in this country that this girl took away from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go back to what I heard today, and it made me go, "No, I'm kidding. I'm getting like Tia level pissed, or just
Mm-hmm.
so
Tell us what you're talking about.
disappointed, so disappointed." Who did I listen to before I get the wrong one? Which one did I listen to, Tia?
You listened to Christina Randall.
Okay, so while I was in Target, I played her. Listened to Christina Randall's. Take like a recap of the last couple days regarding this case, and I stand by that. I do not think the parents are in on if anything that's orchestrated. I do not think that that they were in on this in that sense of the word. You know what I mean? Like trying to manipulate a situation.
Right.
But I was listening to what she had to say, and it was she read a comment from a teacher, and I'm gonna misquote it and make it to you maybe to play it. But I didn't realize that on Friday, the family, or at least her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Russell, they had gone to Atlanta because they wanted to go search there. And I don't know, it just led me to believe, I think they knew, I think obviously they're going to protect their daughter, and you love your child, and you want to believe them no matter what. But I think they know more about her than they're letting on. Do you know what I mean? In terms of maybe her behavior, or maybe just her personality, or things she may have potentially quote unquote pulled in the past. I think once I heard some of this stuff today, because I was like, what the hell? They were in Atlanta? Why? What's in Atlanta? And why would they even know to go look there? And why, is it, but she's abducted. Do you know what she's supposed to be abducted. And granted, you will go search the ends of the world for your child.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just I didn't hear that it based on the clip, and they are talking to a reporter. I think it's via Skype or FaceTime or something, and they are in Atlanta, and they didn't say it was like a tip. They had planned to go search there anyway, and it makes me think okay, well, why? What prompted you to go do that? Is there,
Well, I have an idea. I have an idea about that. Mind you, I'm not aware of anything. So if anybody has anything else to say, please feel free to go ahead and educate me. But okay, so as a mother of a teenager that honestly is going through Teenage Mutant Ninja fucking phase, I will say this. If I'm hearing that my daughter wants to go to Atlanta, and she's been saying it since the time she was a kid, then naturally, I'm going to try to check in the place that I knew she wanted to go. I mean, honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. I thought a lot of this happened it happened in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, I would have seen that if she had.
I'm asking.
I would have seen that if she had disappeared on her own accord, kind of deal. If her parents couldn't find her, she didn't return home from work. Say we didn't have the 911 call about the toddler and stuff, and Carlee Russell saying her name, and saying I'll follow them, and then all of a sudden they get there, and not only is the child not there, but she's not there. I could totally understand exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
If it had just been oh my God, my daughter didn't come home. Where the hell is she? And we didn't know about all this. All of a sudden, her car's on the side of the road.
Right.
I think you may assume abduction, but at the same time, maybe if there was a reason for you to go look anywhere that she may want to go to, like you said, somewhere where she's always wanted to go, but when you don't know the circumstances preceding her disappearance. That's the only thing that kind of gets me. That they knew what happened. They knew that she was checking on a toddler and all of a sudden vanished. But yet, for some reason, they were going to go check Atlanta.
Well, where all did this happen? I can't remember.
Hoover, Alabama.
Oh, girl, I was way off. Okay.
So it's
Hey guys,
it's right outside of
sit down.
Birmingham.
I'll see you guys later.
I'm sleeping. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so yeah, now I understand your question a bit more. If this happened in Alabama over there, then why the fuck would they go to Atlanta? Not Atlanta, but what?
Yeah.
No, what were you talking about? Atlanta? then why the fuck would they go
And
to
they
Atlanta?
they went to Atlanta the next day to go look for her. And this is already knowing that she had called in about a toddler, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. Because they were aware, like her sister-in-law or her brother's girlfriend was on the phone with her,
Mhm.
and they, hear a scream and then just the traffic. So
Right.
it was like they thought it was an abduction, but for some reason, like, how do you know that she was abducted and taken to Atlanta? Kind of deal. That's the only thing. I thought the events preceding her disappearance didn't quite add up to jumping
Well,
on, like, we should go check Atlanta. We need to go. I know
Love
they
you,
asked her
Crime
first.
Sleuth, and we love you. Thank you for being here tonight. Sorry, I just wanted to say bye to her. I'm
You
sorry.
know,
oh no, you're absolutely fine. My question is this: whenever we were talking about whenever they went to Atlanta, so they said specifically that they went to Atlanta to go ahead and look, or that they were
oh yeah,
already, that they already had planned on
they
going
had
to
planned to
Atlanta.
go check. They had planned to go check Atlanta. It's in the clip. I hadn't heard it until tonight. I swear to God, I was in Target at like 7:30, and I listened to it.
Well, I
And not
haven't
only,
heard any of this, so that's why I'm asking.
yeah, no, and I hadn't heard it until this evening. I wasn't aware, and not that that matters. I do understand going to check everywhere for your child. Please do not get me wrong. I
Well, no,
just
no, no.
thought,
I mean, I
yeah,
have the same question as you. Like, if that was the
hmm
case, because to me, it really sounded like they had already planned on going to Atlanta. So whenever
hmm
they got there, that's an issue where they're going to sit there and start their search. And by start their
yeah,
search, it's not really like a search for them,
yeah.
but kind of getting the word out, kind
And it's
of,
also like what
starting the
prompted
search.
them, like they were like, okay, wait, but they are dead set on the abductor. So how do you know an abductor takes her to Atlanta? Or is there something else in Atlanta that might resonate with Carlee, and they're not even sure? Maybe in the back of their minds, for a split second, they're thinking maybe not an abduction. It's something like with something else personal going on that only that family is aware of.
No, I don't think it was like that. Whenever and this is coming from the family, me that has family over there in the ATL and how they move. So I mean, mind you, I can still be wrong and I'm still open to being incorrect. But for me, it really sounds like they had already planned on going to Atlanta. But if they already know this is happening, now instead of us just doing what we had actually planned to do in Atlanta and then being able to have like a brunch or a date or, have, spend private time together. Now we're going to go ahead and start getting the word out, after still taking care of the things and the business that we still have to do because honestly they could have sat there and just used their phones to go ahead and call and sit there and report their child missing and this and that, even though there was already a call made to the dispatch. So I mean, I don't
It was
think
just,
that I
it's just
think that
interesting.
whenever they sat there and they started their search, I think it was
Mhm.
more so of getting the word out there so that they can have help, and the more help that they have, the higher the chance or the higher the likelihood of being able to find her safe. Because
That's
they thought that there was a real issue going on. But I don't think they went to Atlanta to sit there and start driving around looking for her. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll drop the link in a second or Tia. I don't
Okay.
know. I
I
can try
put
to get it
the
in the chat.
link for Christina Randall already in the chat.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
it's in there, and there is in it, and the parents are being entered like a reporter, and they are in Atlanta at the time. Like, I don't even know if the reporter really realized that at the beginning. They assumed that they were at home because she just been the disappearance occurred 9:36 p.m. Thursday night, and then
Is it
she's
okay
been
if I go
there in
on mute
Atlanta.
so I can go ahead and watch it real
Oh
quick?
no, yeah. If you'll listen to it, it's within like maybe put it on 1.5. I want to say it was in like the first 20 or like wait, that's not right. Like the first like 8.5, 10, 11 minutes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry, just so
Yeah,
you can
I'll fast
hear.
forward. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay. And that's why
I don't
I
think that it
commented
was for the
about.
TV show, you guys, because I think that they can actually like do it from the location. Like the parents can be at home, and you don't have to fly to New York. You don't have to fly anywhere anymore. It could have been, but I don't believe so. I don't think
It
that they
seemed
had
like
the
a
time.
local, yeah, it seemed like a local just kind of
Yeah.
outlet was reaching out, and they were talking to them, I think, via Skype or whatever it was. And they were like, no, we're actually in Atlanta right now. And they were kind of like, oh.
Hmm.
And they're like, well, we were planning to come search here. And just the way it was worded, it just made me think. And again, I understand going to search for your child, but how do you, like, what what prompted you to go to Atlanta if you think she's abducted, or is there someone in Atlanta? It's the same thing with searching the ticket, the one-way ticket to Greyhound bus or the bus station
Nashville.
to go to
Mhm.
Nashville. And I told Tia today, we're talking about it, and I was like, what about that ticket wasn't for her? What about that was for
That
someone
was a
else
good point.
to go to Nashville? It was just, I don't know. It
I
just
don't
it
know
gave
where
me
she's
pause.
going to
And it
Nashville
makes
with
me,
$106 or $107 in her sock.
I don't think she
And
was the one going to Nashville. I think
you
she
don't.
potentially,
I
I
do
think she
stand
was
by that. I think
potentially,
that was
yeah,
brilliant, actually.
that was potentially for someone else. But my whole thought was, I just, again, I do not think the parents are involved in terms of like orchestrating this and doing it for any benefit to their own, doing it for any reason for their own benefit. I do not think that. But it made me think for a second, obviously, they know more about their daughter and her behavior and maybe some of her issues from the past or like whatever what she could have been dealing with at the moment. Like they were like, maybe she went to Atlanta and they said they planned to go check there.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and I don't know. It just made me think. That's all I mean. I don't mean to cast judgment, even though it sounds like I am, but I'm just being human and saying like, okay, that's amazing. But why did you do that? Because you're standing by an abduction.
Well, they're
Got
believing
a
what she
ego.
said, and I understand that, but now you got to believe. I put a post on a couple weeks ago on Facebook asking if you believe your eyes or your gut, because I truly wanted to hear what people thought. Do you believe your eyes or your gut? And sometimes you are blind to what you see in front of you. And the things that we saw with our own eyes, she's trying to tell us didn't happen. And you can't.
And that teacher, sorry, so sorry. Continue.
No, go right
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and then by the way, in that video, she reads the comment. I believe it was on a Facebook page, and it was just an interesting perspective as a teacher, being like, I see these kind of parents every day, like, and it's like, because I guess kids are in school, what, 8 hours a day and stuff. And like, we know the behaviors and we know the parents, like, it's like, it, but you don't want to believe it. And the way you're disciplined or like, however they choose to handle it, the teachers, they just, the teachers seem to call like, something's not right. Like, this is, and that was just judging it on the parents' reaction. And I guess their verbiage, their, I don't, their behavior since her disappearance. But it was just really interesting. I had first of all I hadn't heard about the Georgia thing, and I was literally like, wait, what? Literally almost dropped the lamp in Target. So I was like, holy crap, I gotta put this stuff down and rewind this. Like, wait, what did she just say? I was putting you on for like noise so I didn't have to listen to the chaos of Target. And I was just listening to it, and then to hear the clip of them in there, it just made me. And I do think they know a little bit more about their daughter, and of course they're protecting
Mm-hmm.
her. But she also made another very good point in that video, is that the parents did say on the Today Show that morning, that it's so hard for Carlee right now because she's dealing with all these rumors or like people questioning her, not believing her, or I don't know the exact words that they used, but the but she was like, wait a minute, your daughter's at home and like reading the Facebook posts and checking Twitter and doing everything, but yet, and this is my words, not Miss Randall's words, she's sitting at home recuperating and trying to recover, and yet reading all these maybe what's going on social media. And then I go, and yet she won't talk to law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
But she's coherent enough and doing okay enough. Because I think looking at social media would be just as bad as having to face law enforcement. I don't know how that's helping your mental state at all. So don't do that. If you can't talk to law enforcement and stress the significance of what's just happened to you and what could potentially happen to someone else, then you sure as fart shouldn't be stressing about what people are saying about you on social media. You
Right.
stand by what you went through.
As a
And I
man of
don't
faith,
think
I'd be
she will
quicker to
talk to him
forgive
again.
if she just came clean. I
Mhm.
agree, Wheel. You know what? Me too.
Didn't we
I
say that
agree.
earlier? Be the
Yes.
exception. Be the exception. Don't be the next. I don't know the Poppy. What's her name? Pippi Long. What's her name? Um, don't be that person. Be the one that comes forward and says, you know what?
I screwed
I
up.
was going. I screwed up, and I did something horrible. Y'all don't do this. Be an advocate for that. Like, be the exception now, because don't fall in line with the other. You know what I mean? Like, you have the chance
Hmm.
to also, and even if you still stand by your story, even if you still stand by your story, have the grace to, like, you got to deal with it. You can't run from this at this point. There's no running
No.
from this. And I hate it for her and I hate it for her family. But I feel like the longer you belabor the point, it's going to make it worse and worse and worse. And the fact, and this is where I was like, Delata, oh my God, like I saw the thing, the boyfriend, I don't know if they had a phone conversation or he saw her, obviously saw her after she returned home or whatnot. The fact that he goes in and takes off, apparently on his Instagram, any picture of her, anything to do with her is now removed. Like he went from like, I was searching, high and low for her, and now I'm like, don't talk to me about her, kind of deal.
Hmm.
It makes me think.
I agree.
All the facts, and she won't have a choice. And my fear is now. I mean, and I don't begrudge her for lawyering up. Do it. I mean, it would make sense. I think if you have the ability to do it, do it. But you gotta work with them. You can't avoid them. You can't avoid them. And why would you want to if it's potential that this could happen to someone two towns over who might be 18 years old and is pulled up, sees a child apparently, you know what I mean? I just, I can't make my rational brain wrap my head around that. The lack
Because nothing is
of
rational
wanting.
here. That's why.
It's so
It was her
disappointing.
ex-boyfriend. Delina, you're right. But you know what? The rumor mill, and I say this because I don't know, speculation, Your Honor, was that somehow ex-boyfriend got unblocked on Carlee's account by a friend while she was abducted. Yeah, exactly, Delana. Exactly. I agree with you. You're 25. Pull up your
Mm-hmm.
bootstraps, face the consequences of your actions. I agree with you. And this is, she would gain a lot of support and respect from a lot of people. I truly do believe. I think when you're gracious and you come forward and say, I screwed up, dude, I fucked up. I mean, I own it. I was wrong. Yes, you have all the rights and reasons to say whatever it is you want to say about me. And I will do the best I can to repay. I'm so sorry that I screwed up.
Be a voice in a positive way. Be a voice in a positive way.
Guys, hi. Okay, so I just got done listening and look, that shit was so crazy. I had to go and get some snacks.
Right? A little bit. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean that in a mean way, but okay.
No,
Honey,
not you. I was sitting there and watching the video. I was watching the video, baby, honey. I'm not talking about you.
I was like, oh, good.
And it's funny because the part that I actually came in on, they were sitting there and talking about how everything was missing out of her car, but the damn snacks, the robe, the the overnight booty call apparel. We'll go ahead and say that. So for me, I think the hardest part for me is that they're kind of scrutinizing the parents. And I'm sorry, but wasn't this girl like 25? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So with her being 25 years old, I mean, I hold on a second. With her being 25 years old, I think it's officially time to sit there and say, you know what, if you're going to pay some shit on her, you need to pay some shit on her, not her and her parents. Her parents ain't had shit to do that to do with that. Now, whenever they were, hold on, baby. Hold on a second, y'all.
No worries.
Interrupted by the important people in the house.
Yep, the little one.
She is, Wheel, and I agree with you.
And I don't doubt that law enforcement's putting a bit of pressure. I think they are doing a very good job of the way they're coming across publicly. And I'm sure it's not maybe the exact same, behind the scenes and personally with the family, but I think that, like they said, they're ready to talk to her. But the family continues to say she's not ready to talk. She's not in the right mental. Well, at first it started out with what the mental or physical state, and now she's not in the right mental state. If she's not in the right mental state, then she should not be on social media. You don't get to shut your doors and close your blinds and get on and read everything and just avoid it, because that snowball is quickly becoming an avalanche. And the worst is going to be so I can't imagine how the parents felt like hearing that, or the family. Tia and I talked about this during the prep, because I don't know how much they were privy to, like what law enforcement said exactly. They said they were going to tell the facts, that they knew it at this point from their investigation or whatnot. I don't know if they knew every detail, but when you hear like things like it's been sent to the FBI for further analysis, I'd be like, oh my God, this is real. Like, this is no freaking joke anymore.
No.
And I don't know how, like, it has to be like, take the breath away from me for a moment. Worrying, emotional, humiliating, and also, I pick your adjective. I don't know what the appropriate one is, because knock on wood, literally. I haven't been in that kind of situation, but I can't imagine what that's like. But I do believe that she's probably at this point will lawyer up, and that's the damnedest thing of it all. Lawyer's not going to let her talk to law enforcement without them present, as it should be. But you wait. You came home Saturday night. We're to Friday morning. You've been home a week, and you've spoken to him once. And I know it's a lot to deal with. We all have a lot to deal with every day in our life. Not to this point, because we may not let it get to this point publicly. But I think all of us have things in life where it's like, I have to put on my like big girl pants or big boy pants and deal with it. It just blows my mind. It blew my mind. It made me, and it just made me think about, like, not that her parents are in on it, but I think they know more.
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry.
About her.
Welcome back.
They know more about her and her behavior and her. Yeah.
My little one had a boo-boo on his forehead, so he wanted mom.
Was he okay?
He's absolutely fine, but he's, oh my goodness, is my brain gonna ooze out? No, it's not. You're fine.
Only if you're lucky.
Right. But okay, so I'm listening to the other young lady up here, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I don't believe, well, okay, I don't, let me say this. I don't want to believe that the parents are in on it. I will say, if they are in on it, they are not in on it to the same degree of really having influence on what happened. I think if they are in on it, then they're trying to, protect their child, even though she has now officially made a public spectacle of herself. After watching the video, they did bring up really good points. Like, how the mother sat there and said, well, you know what, pretty much that social media was traumatic. And I'm sitting here and thinking, girl, look, if you were kidnapped, raped, essayed, anything like that. And sorry, I should have gave a trigger warning. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. But if there were any severe events that happened, the last thing you're really gonna give two craps about is gonna be social media.
Social media.
Right? So
Mhm.
it's kind of coming back to where it sounded like she was trying to go and get some D.
Mm-hmm.
And we can call it vitamin D if we want to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. Look, I'm sorry.
Call it whatever you want. That's what it's fact.
Right. It's only vitamin D if it's on her face. I said what I said. Y'all ain't gotta like it. But moving on.
Oh.
So we she went to go and get some penis action, and
or
the
to deal
parents
with
might
something
not
that had
know.
to do, or to deal with
Right.
something that had to do with someone that has a wee wee.
Right. And honestly, I think the parents want to believe the story that she gave. And so I think they're sitting there and trying to protect her on the principle of wanting to believe the story that she gave. But
Yeah.
it sounded like she went to go get some dick. And so she sat there and tried to make this whole shabacle because in the text messages, didn't it say she had a man? Or sorry, let me go ahead and switch it up. In the text messages, I believe that there was a boyfriend that was commented on. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so if there is a
They're saying
boyfriend that is
you're correct.
commented on,
Rumors of another boy. Yeah.
exactly. If there is rumors of a boyfriend, that means that, and I hate to say it, but you already knew you were going to get some backlash from your dude. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say it's physical. I'm not going to say it's mental. I'm not going to say it's emotional. All I'm going to say is if they sat there and talked about Reddit and asked if he was the asshole, he would have got an absolute no. That's all I'm saying. But it literally sounded like she was sitting here and trying to leave to sit there and try to have an excuse to go out and sit there and sleep with this other person. That wasn't her boyfriend and that her family might not have known about. Maybe the friend, Kiki Kaka, may have known of. But that's what it really sounds like to me. And then she was sitting there and trying to say she was kidnapped. So, you know what? I am going to say something that, okay, if this offends you, I am sorry. And I actually mean I am sorry because I already hear how what I'm about to say is playing in my head. Okay. She pulled the old slavery white woman card. What I mean by that is whenever there was a white woman that wanted to have an affair with a slave, as soon as she got caught by the husband or she got questioned, all of a sudden now there was a problem. It was either SA, it was either they kidnapped her, it was some kind of trauma that happened. Instead of her sitting there just saying, well, you know what, I want to sit there and try it out. She literally played that fucking role. That's what the fuck she did. I feel racist.
You know what?
Sorry, y'all, but I still stand on what I said.
But it's
No, I said,
hearing...
you are. Go ahead, LFT. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say it's so interesting hearing all this and trying to put yourself in her shoes and as well as her parents' shoes, because her parents are fighting that line of being like that parental love versus reality. And I can't imagine at this stage of a situation how difficult that is, because I hate it. I hate it for them. I sincerely do. Like, I really do. And I'm listening to, I believe Pascal earlier today just had an attorney on trying to get an idea of like potentially, like what could she face if this is all orchestrated, if this is falsification essentially through and through, like, what's she going to face. And I heard a forensic psychologist talk about it too, and it was really, it kind of put things in perspective again in terms of her behavior and her mindset. The fact that she was Googling certain stuff that it's going to look incriminating because you just showed that, like, that you are aware, and that's also the things you are Googling is deceitful behavior. How do you get around that?
I'm gonna come from a racial aspect from this. If in other words, get ready, but prepare not to be triggered. I'm gonna come from a racial aspect with this. I'm gonna say that this woman honestly deserves 12 to 25 years, and this is why. These were the same things that black men and black women have been complaining that white women were doing for years. Now she's doing it. Now it's a black woman that sat there and did it. It doesn't matter what the other person looked like. She sat there and portrayed the role. So if that's the case, then she needs to have the exact same amount of time that the BIPOC community believes that would be given to a white counterpart if they sat there and did the same shit. This girl needs 12 to 25 years to think about what the fuck she did and if that dick was worth it. Because once again, not only did you sit there and lie, not only did you put it in such a way to where the entire nation came together. I don't know about y'all, but looking on my little social media feeds, and I really care not to go on social media too often. Do you know how fast these people put aside their differences and their pettiness and their bullshit to sit there and try to come together to sit there and find this girl? So whenever you sit there and you done something like this to where the entire nation is staring at you, I mean, the entire nation is literally, they are hoping, praying. And just like the person said before, you know, they're donating money. They're doing all they can. This is food, cards, money, everything, time, effort. Mr. Okay. So I appreciate your disagreement. But I'm going to sit there and say, if she was comfortable enough to sit there and do it, being that, especially as a Black woman, she sat there and heard all the stories. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, every Black person in the world has heard about the fucking story of Emmett Till. You're not going to sit there and convince me that they haven't. And if y'all haven't, look it up, because I'm going to lose my train of thought. But even in that, which pretty much this man was sat there and obliterated, all due to a white woman saying that he whistled. Okay, she heard of that. She knew the effects of it, and she literally interned it. She flipped it. So you might, okay, I'll give you this respectfully. She, I may agree. 1 to 2 years, she may learn her lesson. But I'm also looking at society, and they're going to go ahead and slap her with more than 1 or 2 years to go ahead and make a point. Now, I will say this, whatever point they decide to make, I hope they, expand it on a level of women, even if you're having a hard day, do not do something like this that's literally going to sit there and make everybody try to, that's going to sit there and waste a lot of time, effort, money, resources, XYZ. And that also goes for the woman that sat there and that did something similar, that sat there and I think she left her husband and her kids, and she sat there and said that she was kidnapped and all this other shit. And then they sat there and found her ass over there in fucking Disney World or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, race really doesn't have anything to do with it. I was just sitting there coming from, saying that from a racial aspect so that what I was saying could be a bit more understood. But, honestly, I believe that she sat there and deserved the same amount of fucking time because, you're not only traumatizing yourself, you're not only doing this yourself. Her parents are not only are they trying to protect her, but let's be honest, now they're trying to protect themselves from the bullshit she caused. Because now they're looking at them and they're scrutinizing them. They're looking at the sister and, the family members and the friends and the associates. And, we can even say the boyfriend, sister. We might not have talked about it yet, but I guarantee you, these people are looking into all of this shit. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
oh, absolutely.
I mean, so not only are they sitting there trying to save her image. They're not trying to save her image because they're trying to save her image. They're sitting there trying to save their own asses. Now, I'm not saying that as if it's a bad thing, because let's be honest, as a parent, if I did not engage in the fuckery, but my child is sitting here and making me look bad, I have to sit there and have a certain stance. And a lot of times it's going to be perceived as me protecting my child, which, okay, in some cases it is, depending on what kid. I said what I said. But, because some of my kids, they be wilding. But even with that, I'm also doing it to sit there and save myself, to save my kids, to sit there and save our image, because now with this bullshit that she did and these parents sitting here going live, do you not realize that their face is going to be posted over every state, in every area? They are going to be known by name. For those that literally decide to remember, they are going to be known by name. They are known by face. They are known by image. So this means that even if the mom and dad break up, they're still known.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the daughter goes to jail, mom and daddy and friends, right, still know, that they're still publicized. This shit, if they have any businesses, it's going to tarnish their image, tarnish their name. Now we don't really have as much trust in you. Now, anything that you build is going to be speculatory or speculative. Even if I want to even deal with you from a corporate standpoint, this girl fucked their entire lives up.
I agree.
That's where it's like at this point though, be the exception to the rule. Like come forward and do different than other people have. Own it and be an advocate so this doesn't happen again. And
do jail time.
And I hope that I don't know. It just made me think today, and I messaged Tia what she was in the car like she said this evening, and we decided I was like, oh my God, I am kind of just blown away. Not again that I question their involvement in terms of this particular situation, but it just made me pause and it made me think. And I do think my hope is that they work with law enforcement in the most, complimentary way of bringing this to a conclusion, and then put a different face on the situation. Just do something different than others have done in situations in the past that may be similar to this. Be different than that.
Like I said, honestly, they sit there and put her ass in jail. And it can even like the gentleman right above me said, or not, Mr. Weevil that's on the screen. Even if they sat there and they put her in there for 1 to 2 years, and no probation, because a lot of times there are certain things that will go ahead and take away from time. If they go ahead and do that, or better yet, if she literally volunteers, or if she goes and says, you know what, hey, I've done wrong. I'm admitting that I'm doing, I've done wrong. Let me go ahead and make this penance. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, I would even sit there and say they could even sit there and take it a step further. Once again, Lifetime love to make everything a fucking movie. A lot of book deals love to make everything a fucking book. And this is still, there's going to be a lot of people that are still going to believe what she's saying. So if you're going to sit there and make it a book and make it a movie and all this other shit, then good. Use all of those proceeds to go ahead and pay every single person back what they fucking donated to you.
Agreed.
After that, shit, I call it good. I call it even. She wanted some dick. She went above and beyond. I mean, my thing is, I just hope the dick was worth it. And if you still sitting here trying to be with your man, obviously the dick wasn't that good. So, I mean, I'm just hoping that all the dick was worth it. Hell, I hope he put something on her damn books. Because if he don't, what a shame. What a shame.
Well, listen, you guys, I am going to cut this for now, but I want to thank you for coming up and discussing sorry, I just got a message, and giving us your point of view, because I often, and you are welcome here anytime. Please do not hesitate in stopping by and coming up and setting us straight on things again. But I really love hearing your point of view. I love you educating us. I loved hearing you.
Oh, well, thank you. I actually I love crime shows. I mean, I'm one of those people that literally, I went to sleep to Forensic Files from the age of 3. I have seen every episode to every new season to every, variation. And
me too. I fall asleep to some sick stuff. I'll tell you that.
Yes. I mean, but you know what? I fall asleep to sick stuff so that whenever I'm going out in my everyday life, I have a better understanding of how to prepare and how to protect myself and not become a victim. So I'll take it.
I know. I hear you. I thank you again. I did drop your channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope that you
I will definitely be back.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And I hope you get some support. We love having guests and I love having conversation. I hate a monologue. So I love having conversation. I love learning different aspects of what people think and how they think. So I'm really grateful that you came up. and that you gave us a point of view that I hadn't thought of. So I really want to thank you for that. And I want to thank Crime Sleuthin for coming up. And I missed saying goodbye to her, but I want to thank her for coming up and thank everybody. I fall asleep and miss most of it. Linda, listen, Linda, how's the grandbaby? Are they still holding you hostage over there? Linda had a toddler holding her hostage. You fall asleep to the ID channel pointer. I listened. I must have listened to Chris Watts' confession in Dodge Correctional 500 times. And
if that's the case, I have found my tribe because I've done that.
Oh my gosh, my ex-boyfriend, he would fall asleep. Like, I'll fall asleep to old date lines and whatnot or certain things. But his was, what was it? Joe Kenda, the homicide hunter.
Kenda, I love Joe Kenda.
And what killed me though was that he would not put the TV on sleep. He'd be like, "Hey, turn it off." And I was like, "Can you just set the timer? Just set the timer. Just let it cut off." But yeah.
My husband calls it Joe Kenda on top. Remember Kendra from the Playboy? Kendra on top. So he calls it Joe Kendra on top. Yeah. I love Joe. Joe's amazing.
Well, here's the thing I've done. The last 2 nights, I have introduced my children to watching and falling asleep to unsolved mysteries.
Ooh. So, the old ones or the new ones?
This is the old one, right?
Yes.
So that way it has the guy's monotone voice.
Yes.
And then it has the music there. And I mean, all is good until my daughter, my daughter sits there and says, "Mom, I had a really weird dream about," ironically, she had a dream about the case because she didn't realize that she kind of started to wake up as she was sitting there and seeing some of the stuff on the TV. But then in her mind, she sat there and replayed the entire case. So I'm like, yes, as a mom, I am winning. I really am. I am doing great. So, now I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I got to sit there and bump it up a notch, just to what shows. Because Forensic Files, I go to sleep to Forensic Files, but the experience between Forensic Files and the moderator's monotone voice versus Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries is a little bit creepier, and they have the music. So
it just kills me, the title. It's unsolved because it is a mystery. So why are you redundant? Unsolved.
Well, my thing is, half the fucking mysteries are solved.
I can't get. Yeah, but it's just like, you just call it mystery or unsolved mysteries. It's a mystery because it's unsolved. We don't know the answer. It drives me nuts.
Okay, so we can always call it solved mysteries or mysteries that were.
I don't even know. It's just a pet peeve of mine. It's something that someone pointed out to me a long time ago, and I want to wring their neck for pointing it out because now it's all unsolved mystery. Really? No kidding. Right. You're not kidding. It's unsolved, so it's a mystery. We don't know. It's mysterious. We have no idea. It's unsolved. It's redundant. I don't know. It just kills me. So,
I'm not gonna
Mario, I love the first 48 hours as well. I love that show.
Look, I had to stop watching that, y'all. Look, okay, so whenever I sat there and I was watching First 48, when I sit there and tell you I have never seen so many snitches in my freaking life. And I mean, these people sing like an effing canary. Okay.
Oh my God.
They are, look, it's
Google
like as soon as they get in the room and they're like, there's walls, so nobody's gonna see me, right? And then they say, baby, they giving details that the damn person that sat there and did the crime couldn't give.
Please put in Tom Segura, the First 48.
Oh my God.
In your YouTube search bar when this is done. And if you don't laugh, then just ignore me. Just pretend this never happened. Is all I can say. But just do it because that's where it's like, damn, man, lie longer. It's so funny.
Right. Well, no, I mean, I would sit there and watch him, and it got to the point where I was getting irritated because I was like, dude, it's bad. I'm screaming at my TV, bro, shut the fuck up. Just stop. Shut up. Bro, they already have everything they need. They don't need another damn word. Not punctuation, not a dotted I, not a cross T. Shut up. Just stop making noise. Stop having your voice box vibrate. Just hum. Like, don't even do that. Just shut. Look, baby, they are giving more details. And the worst part is, for me, and it could be the episodes that I just come in on. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You either got the black folk, especially the wannabe black kingpin dude. Oh my God. He the biggest damn snitch there is. And don't have him be big. The bigger he is, the more he want to talk. And then you got, or you have the, you know, the people that are on drugs. So you have the crackhead, the meth head, the people that are on heroin. They're sitting here and talking, but you know, in their defense, they're talking because they're just talking. They don't even realize that no, let me not say that. Some of them realize they snitching. But baby, when I sat there and I watched that and I was like, dude, I did not know that there were that many snitches. Whatever happened to snitches get stitches? That's all I'm wondering. Whatever happened?
Well, I mean, they're not on those shows because those people, they are, I mean, you barely push them you don't even have to push them to the edge. You sit them down the chair. They're like, I know a guy who did it all, and his name is.
Did you see that? Yeah, it happened right. It happened right here.
Exactly. I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that said that it was right there, and he was so close. He sat there and got splashed in the face, in the right eyeball. And you know what? Then after that, he had to sit there and go and get a little bit of soap, but not that kind of Dawn soap. He had to get that hand soap, you know, that kind of black kind, but not, you know, the kind that's rough, but not the kind that's soft. And they had to sit there and get it all, but he couldn't sit there and use a washcloth. He had to use a paper towel. Like, bro, I need you to like.
Mario says he remembers a guy whose street name was Cheeseburger. I can't.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember that shit.
I can't stop it.
I still go to Tom Segura when they're like, all right, sit down. All right, we want to talk to you. Dookie Shoes. Lil Steak. Do you or do you not know, like, Dookie? I mean, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen, and it's also so true. And then the best is like when they lawyer up at the end of the episode, it's like, so and so and so and so have been dropped of all charges, but the first people that lawyer up and keep their mouth shut, like Ellie goes, and then it's just funny. I just say
my favorite is Ron White, where he says, "You have the right to remain silent, but I did not have the ability." I did not have the ability.
You know, it's bad that you actually have TikTok lawyers now that are actually on TikTok, and the first thing they say is, like, literally, this is their spew. Shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Say anything. You have right to remain silent. Use it.
Use
up.
That right. Yep.
Nothing. Don't do nothing. You know, if they sitting there, if you get stopped and the police are asking you, go ahead and do what they ask you to do, but shut the fuck up. The fact that he has to put it like that is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's right there. When they say how many of us have watched like SVU or
yes,
right?
Yeah.
The first thing they tell you, you have the right to remain silent. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's a right?
You have that right. Use it.
Right.
Use it.
Like, look, the only thing I'm saying is, can I talk to my lawyer?
That's right.
I'm not even going to sit there and repeat it. I'm just going to say, can I talk to my lawyer twice? And then after that, no matter how long you keep me in there, in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, you're not letting me talk to my lawyer. You're not letting me talk to my lawyer. I'm going to have your ass because you're not letting me talk to my lawyer. I don't care if it was Ronald McDonald and Grimace did it, and I saw, and Grimace has fur that was right above him, and I caught everything. Not to my motherfucking recollection. I don't know shit. Don't ask me nothing. I won't tell you nothing. Whenever you ask me anything, can I speak to my lawyer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Risk. She does need a team of lawyers. You're right. Delana, okay, I'm out. I'm gonna go call the electric company and see what's going on.
I hope you get your power back.
I do too, Delana. Let us know if we can do anything to help you. And I message me tomorrow. And I know you need coffee. I know you do. And if I have to DoorDash coffee to you, I will, girl. You know I will. I got you.
It depends on what kind you like. Do you like Folgers?
She's
I do love
bougie.
vulgar.
She likes her. She just wrote it in there. Criminal coffee. We got to look that up. I don't know what that is, but we got to find it because it sounds good. All right, you guys. I am going to thank you all. I love you too, Delana. I'm going to thank you all for being here tonight. Also, before I forget, please, tomorrow night at 9 p.m., go over to Mallory's channel. What is it called again? LFT. Oh God, malicious
I think
intent.
it's like capital MAL, malicious intent.
Okay. At 9 p.m. she's going live. Pardon me.
I'll check it out.
Mario, thank you for being here. It was great to meet you. I'm really glad that you came and I'm all about my Nespresso machine. Those are awesome. I'm really glad you came in tonight. I'm all glad our friends were all here. Eva, how are you, love? And Eliza, again, thank you. I appreciate your time and your thoughts, and I hope you'll come back and join us again.
Oh, I definitely will.
Awesome. All right, you guys, have a great night. Please do me a favor and go to your favorite creator, whoever that might be. Leave a thumbs up on a bunch of their lives and videos. Let them hit the algorithm. Leave a nice comment and pay it forward. Be kind. And as our friend Delana says, stay blessed.
Yes.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you again.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.